and we are going to import two grandfathers. Okay. I need two grandfathers. I actually have this grandmother shooting a pistol, but we're not going to import her. Okay, we're going to import grandpa of the new ill-fitting sweater. And don't you just love that picture? Nobody I'm related to. Though it's really funny, when I was a kid, this is so 50s. When I was a kid, we had a lot of these same Christmas ornaments. And there's like this reindeer thing that we had when I was a kid. But they were all broken by the time I was a kid because my brothers had broken them. So this is a sweater. I don't know if that's even what you can call that a sweater. It's a velour thing. And we're going to import the other grandpa. And let's see. Oh, though you should see the hat of shame. I don't think we'll use the hat of shame. but we're going to import grandpa of the booze hound. Okay. This is from a collection of slides that I bought on eBay, so always be very careful of what happens to your family photos. This is a very classic kind of 50s traveling bar where you took your bar with you, and you wore black pants and white shirts and skinny little ties and glasses like I'm wearing. And as one person brought up in one of my classes, you make your drink with no mixers. There's no mixers anywhere near this table. So he must be drinking like solid whiskey, and that's pretty dark. It was a different times. Okay, we're going to call this one Booze Hound. I've always wanted to open a bar just so that I could call it Booze Hound. But I don't really want to run a bar, so I'm out of luck. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to set up a little animation so that we can go back and forth between, I don't know, good grandpa and bad grandpa, or sweater grandpa and whiskey grandpa. Okay, so we're going to set this up with two mask layers. Alrighty? I'm going to make this layer a mask layer. I did that by right-clicking this time. And look at that. If you do it on a layer that's right above, it'll automatically indent and set up that relationship.
So you created that layer and you created the photo layer first.
Yes, photo layer first, and then I made a layer above it and turned it to a mask layer, and that auto-indented. If you forget to do that, you can always just do it by dragging. Okay, so right now, we can't see the bottom photo at all, can we? We can only see the top photo. However, watch what happens if we come in here and we're going to choose that pink. And I'm just going to use shape tweens because we really haven't talked about motion tweens very much yet, and symbols and stuff. So I'm just going to make myself a pink box right here in my mask layer, and then turn it on. Okay, so what you're seeing is that pink box, and this is really always funny, is what the pink box hides is what actually shows. So we will now move this over here, lock it, and then we have dueling grandpas. Okay, maybe they both look kind of sour, don't they? Or we could do something like this. How about we start with our pink box over here. Remember, this is shape tween, so I'm going to use my free transform tool. Start it like so. We're going to come out here to about 65 and insert a frame to all layers. Notice I just selected through the whole stack and inserted a frame. And now for this mask layer, we're going to insert a keyframe. And I will pull this out like so. So what we're doing is we're going from, let's put our shape tween in here. We're going from a state of having this thing masking none of the photograph to masking all of it. Remember, the pink is what shows. So as I look at this without turning on the masking effect, that's what I see. So remember that, because that becomes this. Okay. Grandpa's waiting for Christmas morning to be over so that he can head for the kitchen and the portable bar. Okay, you could follow this up with something like another tween down here. Oops, somehow I didn't have these other ones selected. I'm just going to use a shortcut for that. Okay, we're going to insert another keyframe here. And go ahead and show this. And here what we'll do is we'll take this side and follow it back over like so. Put on another shape tween. So what we're seeing is this. Okay. So if we actually run this, it's kind of like one of those things they used to have at the airport.
It would be useful.
Yeah, no, this is actually a really useful thing. Can watch it forever.
Gallery thing.
Yeah, that could be for doing transitions in a gallery. Or, you know, kind of interesting wipe or something like that. Or one thing that you could do is, how about this? I'm going to hide this. Actually, I'm going to turn the sweater grandpa into a guide layer. And this will show you really what the mask is doing. It's just showing that. Okay? If you've got that in your heads, what I'm going to do next here, make myself a new layer. I'm going to copy this picture from this layer and paste it in place down here. We will hide these other layers just for now. And on this one, I want to do an effect on this. So I'm actually going to, again, put it into a symbol, because symbol containers we can do kind of interesting effects on. So I'm going to convert it to a symbol. Mr. Drinky. Okay. So what we're going to do with this photograph is we are going to come in, put a filter on it. And we haven't really looked at these yet either, but we've got an adjust color filter. And what I'm going to do with this one is come in and take all the saturation out of it. So we go back to a black and white picture. Okay? And remember, we've got the exact same picture on top that has the mask. Okay, so as our mask comes across, what we're going to see is an effect like that. Now, it would have been probably cooler if I had chosen a more highly colored photograph for this, but I actually didn't plan to do this in the lecture either. So, but it's actually kind of a neat thing, which you could, there's that effect of somebody kind of like opening their eyes and finally seeing the world or something like that, or going from indoors to outdoors. And it's a neat way to be able to do that without really very much work. This I'm doing to a photograph. It could easily be anything else. It could be your drawings. It could be a video or something like that. Anything else that can be duplicated so that you can have it on one layer and stuck into a symbol so that we could put the filter on it and then the original on the other layer. It's kind of like that thing back about 10 years ago. They used to do, it was this effect in music where it would sound like it was coming through little bitty speakers. Song would start in little bitty speakers, and then all of a sudden, like third of the way into the song, it'd blast into full stereo, and you go, oh. Actually, some of my favorite songs do that. But anyhow, you can do that now with color and visuals, and that is it for looking at mask layers. We're going to do one more here, and I want to show you how to do a fuzzy mask. Because so far, the masks you've seen have all been hard-edged, and that's by necessity here, because this type of layer mask only works with vector shapes. So come back to the next part. We're going to do fuzzy masks in a special way using symbols.